Hi guys, just in the last sort of final little things, just to make sure I've got everything I need. And yeah, we'll be good to go any moment now. My music's a little bit too loud, so we'll just turn that down a tad. Right. Cool. Yeah, I think I am good to go. Let's just check. I think you guys can hear me. Yeah, my little bar's moving up and down to indicate it is picking up what I'm saying. So, fingers crossed. Just going to get something up on the screen just so I can check. Cool. Yeah, guys, let me know. Obviously, check that you can hear me okay. But yeah, I think we are good to go. So, evening, guys. Monday. Doesn't the weeks just fly by? Yeah, so literally I've only just got back in. I've been out this afternoon or this evening. My little girls just started karate, so we went and did karate. Well, she did. I just watched. So yes, I only just got back in, just making sure everything's okay. I think the sound must be okay because on my bar it's moving up and down, and it only does that when it can hear me. So fingers crossed. So yeah, I'm obviously a big box of sprues has turned up today. I haven't had a chance to do anything with them. But I did have enough sprues left over to actually start the wings. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this evening's little live stream, is do the wings. Doing it in the same sort of way I did the main front bit of the Tau Manta. And that's by obviously printing it off to scale. And then sort of tracing this onto the greaseproof paper. And then I'm going to use obviously the sprue panels, like I've done before. Lay them out over the sort of the thing that I've just drawn out, and fill them in with goo, and yeah, leave them for overnight, and these should be ready. So hopefully for me to attach tomorrow. So yes, this is pretty much the last of the sort of Warhammer sprues I've got. So a huge big box has turned up today, but it's more the Gundam sprues, like the round ones. I say I've not tried, so it'd be interesting to see. I've not tried sticking them in the old acetone, just to see if they are the same sort of plastic. So that's what I'm going to be doing later on. Once I've finished this, I'm going to cut loads up. So basically I'm going to use up the rest of the goo that's in this jar, cut up loads of these new sprues, stick them in here, and hopefully tomorrow they'll have turned into sprue goo just like these. So I've not put the Gundam ones in. So I'm hoping it's going to be the same, especially as I say, a huge big box. I mean, when I say big, it's the biggest box I've ever had turn up. It's massive, absolutely mahoosive. And apparently there's 8.5 kilograms of sprues in there. So yeah, it's quite a lot. But say I'm hoping they do turn into the sprue goo. Otherwise I have to use them for like different sort of projects. But we will see. So a quick look, see who is here. Aisha's here. Hi Aisha, hope you're well. Yeah, are you well? Obviously I hope everything's going alright. Green Murray. Andre, who should be asleep, but that didn't work out. Guess you're going to join in for a while. Good to have you here too, buddy. Yeah, so we've got Twisted Monkey, Martin Shaw, Scott Needs, Alan Forbes, Ryan Coleman. Oh, it's quite a lot of new names that I've not seen, or you may just be lurking in the background on some of my previous ones, possibly. Yeah, Sylvain is the guy who well, I say guy, I presume, I'm not too sure, because obviously I don't know if Sylvain is a boy, girl, or indifferent kind of name. Yeah, Sylvain is the person that sent me this box in, and honestly, it is big. I mean, I thought my boxes were big that I had my the 3D printer that came in. That's what I've been keeping my sprues in, because it is like big boxes. But this box that Sylvain has sent is, well, I put it on my desk, but it won't fit. It's basically, yeah, the width of my everything and almost the same height, and it's huge. Yeah, it is big. So yeah, cheers for that, Sylvain. It will keep me going for quite a while. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see, because I've had some Gundam sprues before, but I've never tried to send them into sprue goo. I've used them as for frameworks, because they work really well for frameworks. Obviously pipes, because they're rounded, so they work really well for that kind of stuff. But I've not turned them into sprue goo. So say, what I'm going to do this evening will use up some of this sprue goo. So I'll have at least this bottle, and maybe the other bottle, empty, just so I can put them in, and yeah, come tomorrow I'll be able to see if they turn into sprue goo, just like Warhammer sprues. And so I certainly hope they do, because there's a lot of them. Actually, you're getting better. Cool. I hope they are treating you well where you are, and yeah, everything's on the mend. Cool. What's this? It seems like the more viewers he gets, the more robots get to you. Robots? Have I missed something? Possibly. I'm not sure. The 2 thumbs down, they were actually it must be someone who's subscribed with notifications on, because as soon as I put this on this morning, just to let people know that I was going to come on today, I give it a thumbs up straight away, and it had a thumbs up and a thumbs down literally straight away. So whoever's a thumbs down, it must be a subscriber with the bell on, because literally the thumbs down was there straight away. And I think it had 5 thumbs up and 2 thumbs down. So again, even the second thumbs down must have been a subscriber. But it honestly doesn't bother me, because YouTube doesn't see it as a negative. So all that's happening is they're interacting with my video. But it is amazing how quick they turn up. So yes, I think people are just doing it to be silly buggers, to be honest. But I don't care. But that being said, obviously there's 29 of you watching, or 26. Keeps going up and down. If you haven't given this a thumbs up, please give it a thumbs up. And if you can, obviously share any of my videos, that'd be much appreciated. As I say, I am really trying to work hard now over the next sort of 5 months at least, because my wedding's now sort of peter off, and I have not got much work coming up. So yes, I'm going to really work hard on the YouTube channel to try and get it in a position where possibly next year I could do this full time. But we'll see. So yeah, so this is the plan, obviously, to do the wings. I have to admit, the wings aren't as big or as wide as I thought, but I think that's because the main body I did is actually wider than I initially wanted to do it, because obviously I did it the width, but then I had them angled bits come up, and they added on 70 to 80 millimeters either side, which is why the wings aren't as big as I first thought, which is still good. But it still means I've got to move the hobby zone, the arty station stuff out to get the thing on my desk, which I will be doing sometime later this week probably. So yeah, so for tonight's stream, it's basically, so if you've seen the previous one when I did the big sort of base thing, get loads of these, cut off the nibbly knobbly bits that are underneath, just so these lay nice and flat, glue them together, and then with the sprue goo, that sort of obviously fills all the little gaps as well as going over the top. And then basically come tomorrow, I'll be able to peel this off, and it'll be like one panel as in the wing, and same for the other wing. So basically I'm going to do both the wings tonight, and say tomorrow they should be ready for me to then attach to the main body. Just because I say I want to try and work on the whole thing as a whole now, just because when I use the sprue goo, you can only build it up in like low levels or small levels, then you've got to let it dry. So I can sort of do a bit at the front, do a bit at the side, do a bit of this other wing, and then hopefully by then keep going round it. When I get back to the front, it'll be dry enough for me to put another sort of layer of sprue goo on it to sort of make it nice and smooth, basically. So yeah, so that's the job I'm going to be doing tonight. Obviously the first bit, not exciting, because it is basically chopping off knobbly nibbly bits. Knobbly nibbly? Nibbly knobbly. Tomato. The bits at the bottom. Just because I want it to lay flat, just because it makes for a nice, a better panel, basically. But yeah. Right. Yeah, again, guys, any questions directed at me, if you put @miniature hobbyist in the comment, it pops up in orange. I can see it nice and clear, because obviously there will be quite a lot of chat, and I can't always see the question. So if you ask a question and I don't answer it, I apologise. It's because you put the question in there, and it's just sort of like popped off my screen and I've not seen it. But yeah. Oh, Streamlabs is in there quick. Maybe it's Streamlabs that's giving me the thumbs down, because he's been quiet the last few days and now he seems to be popping up all the time. What's this? Naughty boy, you broke it on Saturday night. Have you repaired it? The Tau Manta. It did crack, didn't it? Yeah, part of it did crack. But yeah, a bit of sprue grew over the top. Good as gold. But yeah, It's only because it's a thin bit, and obviously I tried to lift it up by that bit, which is why it cracked. But that's why the wings are going to be fixed very securely, because my plan is that you can lift this up by the wings. If not, then you've got to lift it up from the bottom. But we'll see. That Mini Loving Grot, do I remember you? Of course I remember you, because you popped up loads the other day. And you're 13. Ryan Collins, surprised Games Workshop hasn't knocked on my door yet. What, to buy it off me? Yeah, I'm surprised. I say I'm still considering though, once it is built, to possibly contact the nearest Games Workshop and see if they want to like display it, just to see what the reaction is. Because I think the nearest one to me is in Reading, I think. Plus I do need to go because I was given a gift voucher for Games Workshop for my birthday back in January, and I've not spent it because obviously the lockdown was on. So I do need to go to Games Workshop to use my voucher up. Although I'm probably going to use it to buy paints rather than figures, just because obviously, well, I like to print my own figures off now on my little 3D printer by any cubic. So yeah, I'll probably get some paints or something. Hello from Russia. I don't know how to say your name because obviously it's coming up in Russian letters. But hello from the UK, right back at you. Tiny Yahoo, good evening to you, sir. Mini Loving Grobbit wants me, yeah, burn it. Well, I say it won't be burning it, I'll be sticking rockets up it. So we'll see. The first thing that's going to happen, once this is built, I'm going to put it on eBay, see if there's any response, because I say there might not be any response. See what happens on eBay, and then I will decide whether I'm going to sort of put fireworks up its bottom, or try and say, I might say, just email Games Workshop and say, look, I've built this out of sprues. Do you want to have it there in the shop? But I can't. I don't know what their response would be, to be honest. Anyway, so yeah, we'll keep on chatting. So no mask today because obviously I'm gonna cut the nibbly knobbly bits off, put it down, and then when I get the sprue go out, it's a case of getting it out, put the lid back on. I do need to get me gloves in a minute, but say I'm gonna go through and just chop off all these nibbly knobbly bits, and as usual, all these bits basically get put in a box. And then when these jars run out, they get put in the jars to turn into the ooey gooey sprue stuff, which is cool. But say I will be trying. Say I don't know why I've not tried it before, to be honest. But I think it's obviously because I've got so many now. I will be trying the sort of like the Gundam sort of style sprues, just to see how well or at all they dissolve in acetone. Because I'm not sure if it's the same sort of plastic or not. I don't know. But time will tell. Man of War, hello buddy. Hope you're well. Hope you guys have all had a good weekend. Obviously the last stream I did was Saturday, wasn't it? Saturday night. Yeah, because I was at a wedding all yesterday. Lovely wedding, lovely couple. But a long day. I was at the venue from 9:30 till about 10:15, I think I left. So 9:30 in the morning to 10:15 I was at the with the couple. But say lovely wedding, lovely day. So yesterday the weather in England, it's nuts. The sun came out. It wasn't warm, but it also wasn't cold. It was really, really pleasant, and I say blue sky, which for like late October is just nuts. But yeah, lovely wedding, lovely couple, lovely friends. So I love weddings. I get quite a buzz from weddings. Yeah, just because obviously all the emotions there, everyone's happy, and it's just really fun. Plus, obviously, as the day goes on, obviously there's drinking involved at weddings, so it's fun to see that as well. It's fun to see people go throughout the day, and obviously you can see them get a little bit tipsy, and then a bit more tipsy, and then they're just gone. So that's always fun as well. And generally, they're more often than not, they're like happy drunk, which is nice. The grot, don't think they'd be thrilled. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? There's only one way of finding out. Oh, yeah. That's the only problem though. Some of these nibbly knobbly bits are flying. Obviously, it's good to wear safety specs. So yeah, you do kind of find these all over the floor. So generally, when I've had a good old cutting up with nibbly knobbly bits, the next day I normally have a hoover, just because otherwise you will find bits of these in the carpet, on the window shelves, basically everywhere. That was lost. Could be that one. A couple more. So then, not Gundam. So I know I keep calling them Gundam just because, well, that's the only kind of sprue that I know. I know two sprues. I know Warhammer sprues and non-Warhammer, which I call Gundam because they're just basically round. They are scale model sprues, Revel, Meng, Zvida, Hobby Boss, Trumpeter, and so on. They're pretty much the same quality, I think. You can do it. Well, I say we'll find out tomorrow. So I'm going to wait. I think this one's probably the best one to use. Because obviously, as you can see, some jars I've had longer and they're messier, and the acetone is just a nasty looking colour. This is obviously a newer jar. This one's only about a week old, whereas this one, I think, I've been using this one. This is the longest one I've had. I've been using this one probably, I don't know, 2 months, 3 months, and basically just topping it up with acetone or sprues, which is why the colour's gone really bad. Whereas this one, I only started, say, 2-3 days ago, maybe 4 days. So obviously acetone's a nicer colour. So I'm going to use this jar up first, get all the sprue goo out of it, and then this is the one that I'm going to get some of those non-Warhammer sprues, cut them up, stick them in here, and yeah, see in the morning whether or not they do turn into sprue goo. I say, fingers crossed they do, just because there's so many, so it'd be nice to use them as the sprue goo. But yeah, again, like most things, if you don't try, you don't know. And again, that's what I always say. This hobby, it really is a case of trying. Obviously, you can look on YouTube to see if anyone else has done it, and obviously have a go at doing it. But some things there possibly isn't on YouTube, or you just can't find it. So yeah, give it a go yourself, basically. Yeah, I've not looked at the Ents yet, Grot, but yeah, I will do. Especially because I didn't see it in the comments on that evening, but quite often I watch some of my videos back just to sort of see what the quality is like and things. And yeah, I saw your comment to say that it was for D&D, so that's kind of made me think, yes, I am going to do it, and yes, it's going to be bumped up the list to doing it relatively soon. But I say, because I was at a wedding yesterday, I've not had time to do anything, but I am going to have a look at the Triumph and see exactly what it looks like, what sort of size it is, scale, all that kind of thing. So yeah, I will be making it quite soon, I would have thought. Especially because I've got loads of paints from Army Painter. They sent me loads to do like a review on, and obviously because I started doing this project, I've not been painting any minis. So yeah, so I fancied making the Triumph and then using the Warhammer paints to paint it, basically. Even Woogley, hope you're well. Aisha, I am here keeping quiet. You're never going to be quiet, are you kidding? Oh, and getting into D&D. Yeah, so I can't wait. I think is it a week? I think it's 2 weeks this Thursday. I'm going to be playing my first game. Well, I say playing my first game. It's going to be the first evening of meeting up with some people And obviously we're going to roll our dice, get our characters sorted, just have a general chit chat about how we're going to do things and how we're going to progress. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. Again, it's people I've not met before. I think the guy who's organising it lives, well, in the same place where I live. So yes, I haven't met him before, and I don't know who else is playing. Hopefully there's 4 of us at least. I think it's always, well, 5 really, because it's always nice to have like a DM and say 4 characters or 4 players. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. I say, because it's been, what was it, 30, I say 35, 36 years since I last played. So quite a long time. Surveying after the Manta Scratch build orc item with a lot of sprocket-like wheels. Yeah, it's certainly a good old collection of different types of sprues in there. Yeah, so yeah, certainly be able to make quite a lot of stuff, that's for sure. Yeah, well, I say I've obviously I've gone out, I've got all the books, and yeah, so it's going to be a case of like knowing how to role play. It is just picking up any of the new rules. But yeah, obviously the best way to pick up the new rules is by playing the game. So for anyone who has just joined in, basically I'm making the wings on the Tau Manta. Obviously if you've seen my previous live streams, you'll have seen the main sort of body bulk thing being built. But what I'm building now is obviously a left wing and a right wing. But obviously I'm just building the panel, so I'm not obviously building all the bits and pieces on top. I'm literally just going to get the shape of it. And I'm building this panel how I built all the other panels, which is with the sprues. Obviously I've got like a template here that I've drawn out, so I'm going to put the sprues on there, cut it out so it looks like the template, and then fill it all in with sprue goo, leave it overnight, and then I'll be able to peel it off, and I'll have a left and a right wing, which I can then attach to the main body, which can be pretty cool. So it's that case of sometimes this build feels like it's going slowly, then it'll feel like it's going fast, and then it'll go slow again. So obviously making the wings is going to be relatively easy, relatively quick, because I'm going to get both of these done tonight. But then when I come to attach them tomorrow, there's obviously a lot of, obviously as you just saw, there's kind of like a lot of detail on the wing, plus the wing obviously curls up at the end. So I'm going to have to sort of heat it or do something so I can curl that last sort of inch or two, whatever it is, curl it up. And then obviously all the guns, I'm basically going to make one gun, make a mould of it, and then just cast loads of guns, because they're all the same, out of the sprue goo. But yeah, obviously there's loads of bits to do. Basically it's going to be all like the last sort of finishing touches. It's probably going to take the longest, and obviously the sanding is going to take quite a while. Right, well that looks like that's pretty much done. So basically I've got a box that I keep, no, not that one. I've got a box that I keep all the nibbly knobbly bits in, so we can just slide them off the table, and that's sorted. Yeah, go up, make a house out of sprues. Yeah, the only problem with that is obviously you'd have no electricity, so I wouldn't be able to live stream because I'll be sitting here in the dark and all you'd see is a black screen. Alright, 40k guy. Season 4 is a good number player with... Yes. Yeah, definitely. Well, I think that's... Before? I'm sure there was 5 of us when I used to play AD&D. I'm sure there was 5 of us. But But yeah, a D and Dungeon Master and yeah, 4 players. I think's nice. I don't think you'd really want too many more. And you probably could play with like 3 players, but I don't think you really want to play with any less. Right, I'm gonna do a bit of filming. So I filmed me drawing the outline of this thing. What was that? Was it last night? Oh no, just yesterday. Yeah, yesterday morning, just before I went off to the wedding. I woke up really early yesterday morning. Well, it was early for me. I was up about 6. Yeah, so I drew this all out, got it ready, and then obviously went to the wedding. The Sprue house wouldn't be very warm either. No, definitely not. Again, the best sort of video for these is it's going to be large because it's sorry, up high, just because obviously everything takes up all my room. What was the best way I had these laid out? So I sort of, the way I had these laid out, so I didn't cut up, or had to cut up too much. But I can't even remember what I did. Oh, that one must be the centre bulk bit. That one could possibly go like that. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, but a one that I'm having problems doing. Man, how did I have this? So it doesn't really matter, to be honest, but it's just, if I can get less cuts, then the better. Right, that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that'll do. So it doesn't really matter what I'm doing. Right, let's film this. So I'm going to basically show it up and say I've gone through cutting off nibbly knobbly bits. And then it is a case of what I've done with my glue. What have I done with the glue? Right, I'm going to have to film that bit again because I can't find my glue. Well, that's just nuts. Okay, who's hidden my glue? I've only got the one glue. And it was literally on my desk a minute ago. Ah. Sneaky little bugger. Hiding behind a sprue glue. Right, so we'll do that again. So, holding it up, explaining that I've cut off all the nibbly knobbly bits. And now it's ready to glue down, so I can get me glue. And we'll start at the top actually. And so this is just so when I put the sprue glue on, it doesn't sort of move about basically. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the bits off once everything's in place. Well, I've just noticed that top bit's got a centre bit in it, which I'm going to need to cut off in a second. So I'm just going to carry on doing this for the video, but then that top bit, I'm going to cut some out. Right, that'll do for that. Yeah, that centre bit's too high. Susan, you DM'd up to 8. That's just insane, but so much fun. Yeah, because you've got 8 players. Obviously, you've got to scale the mobs, so there's, well, obviously more mobs to make it a more even fight. Which obviously, yeah, still be fun. But, yeah, a lot more to control and handle, though. Blood King Bro, hello. How are you? Evening after things. Hope you're well. Yeah, I loved your latest video. Yes, that's the one thing I never really did with my videos much, was like the old special effects. But obviously your special effects are just awesome. Because I think your effects after things, what makes them really good is you don't realise that they're special effects. You're just watching the video. You're not thinking, oh yeah, he's got lighting or whatever over here, or he's got green screen there. You're just watching them, and I think that shows just how good they are. You just don't realise that it's obviously special effects. But yeah. Do they have mall Santas in the UK? Well, we don't really have malls, but yeah, there are Santas that are, well, about. If you want to go and sit on one of their knees and ask them for a present. Right. We'll let the glue dry. I mean, the glue does sort of dry a bit, but say because this is greaseproof paper, not a lot sticks to it, which is kind of good because obviously that's when it's easy to get the sprue goo off. But it also means sometimes this stuff doesn't stick at all. So let's just put a couple of bits on. We'll give it a little moment to try and dry, and then obviously the plan is then to go around cutting off the bits, and then on the very edges I'll get some more obviously bits of sprue just to obviously like finish off and go around the whole edge. So just how I did the first panel basically, no different at all, apart from obviously this is smaller. That first panel I did was almost like two of these together. It's huge. After it took hours to get the lighting on the house right. Well, obviously you nailed it in the end, because I say it's just seamless and it just works so well. I think it's one of those things that I wouldn't have a go at doing. I think I didn't have the patience. I had the patience to obviously move the figure bit by bit by bit, but then to then go and do the overlays of all the effects, it was like, oh. So yeah, I didn't do a whole lot of effect. Aisha can sit on my knee and tell you what I want for Christmas. Well, funny enough, I have got a Santa outfit. Or I used to have a Santa outfit. Obviously, when I moved out of the house into the flat, I'm not sure what happened to it. But yeah, I did have a decent Santa outfit. But not too sure where that's gone. Grot, eat the burger. No. I've got bad enough teeth as it is. To eat that would just kill my teeth. There'd be nothing left of them. Right, just gonna have a little check of a few things. So how are we doing? Oh, we've got 44. Need more thumbs up. There's 46 people watching, 44 thumbs up. 3 down, so that's 49. It kind of evens itself out, I guess. But yeah, if you haven't thumbs up yet, guys, yeah, I'd appreciate it if you did. And obviously share my videos is awesome. And obviously watch the playlists. They're a good one to watch. Especially if you're going out, just set a playlist going, go out, just let it run. I say it helps me out no end. Right, yeah, so just checking a few things, make sure everything's cool. Awesome. Now, what is I've just, I say obviously I'm a wedding photographer, but I do wedding videography as well. And I've just put someone's highlight video online, and they've just messaged to say it's a beautiful job, and obviously the smiley face with the little tears. I love wedding photography, but I love videography as well. Just because obviously it really helps capture the day. Anyway, I'm waffling on now. Let's get back to what we're doing, which is that one. Right, have these glued? No, they've not really glued. Right, I'm still gonna have a go around and basically sort of chop off some bits of this. Get a bit of video in going again. some room. Right, so yeah, it's just a case of chopping off so basically going to go around and chop off about 5mm in from the line, just because I say I want to get the sprues and then obviously glue them around the outer edge, just like that, just like that. Okay, cool. Right, that's enough filming. So I filmed enough showing what I'm going to do, and that's just a case of doing that for this one and the other one. And then I'll probably film a little bit more again when I come to put the goo in. So again, all these bits I'm cutting off, like these bits, I'll basically just go around, cut them into smaller bits so they fit inside the jar. And yeah, they'll be turned into some more ooey gooey ooey gooey sprue stuff. A Christmas video in the suit. Well, I'll have to try and find the suit first, because say I'm not sure if it kind of like came with me or just got thrown. I'm not too sure. Don't quite know what happened. That's got a big old gap. Should have looked really, because I wanted the sprues to almost like go out to the edges, but I've got a bit of a gap, but that's fine. So once that gets filled with goo, it won't matter. So yeah, so I'm going to do like one panel and then do the other. So I say the thing I want to do now is basically get the sprues and try and sort of like bend them if I need to, so they kind of follow the line that I've basically got. Me loving grot. What are the 3 top favourite Warhammer races? Orcs, Orcs, and Orcs. There you go. There's my top 3 Warhammer races. Mainly because I don't play Warhammer. I say I kind of got into this not by mistake, but yeah, kind of by mistake. It's the Orcs. I love Orcs. Look at that. Perfect fit. Well, with the wings curving up, I was thinking what I might do was basically get something to put underneath. Because like with the other big panel I did, when I glued that on, obviously again, gravity isn't the friend to sprue goo. But in this case, it might be if I want something to sort of like droop. So I'm thinking of once this is done, if I was to get something just like that, put it underneath and leave it. Obviously, the goo here, the gravity would be pulling it down, so it would make the wing sort of go up. So that's something I might do once I've made both panels. Put things, work out how much sort of does curve at the end, and then basically put something underneath it, leave it overnight, and again, see if gravity is going to do its job, pull the sprue goo down, and obviously make the wing sort of go up that little bit. But so I'm going to see how much goes up and how much by it goes up to see if something like that would work, or I'd need to do, well, something else basically. Make an orc Christmas out of scrap metal. Yeah, see, I'm trying to get away from doing stuff with orcs because I want to start doing more D&D stuff. I say I was in the middle of doing about 3 or 4 D&D related projects, but it's only because someone mentioned this and I had a look and I just loved the look of it. So that's kind of why this has sort of come, well, jumped the queue basically. But yeah, I've got lots of orc stuff on my my channel, so I'm trying to get away from that now. Unless it's more like fantasy orcs with a C rather than Warhammer orcs with a K. Because I think you'll agree, these go on, focus. Yeah, I think if I agree, these orcs are nicer than the Warhammer orcs. Well, I think so. Obviously, we all have our own idea what we like, and that's what I like. Christmas manticore. Susan. Whoa. It's your first love in Warhammer in the 90s. Now you just paint whatever Sisters, Inquisition, Blood Angels, Tina's Chaos, Necromunda. But playing? Nope. Well, so I must admit, I do like the Necromunda style stuff. Because as a kid, the only sort of comic I used to read or buy was 2000 AD. So for me, Necromunda style fits in really well with Judge Dredd. So yeah, I really, that's why I've been doing a few Necromunda sort of style videos, just because I like that sort of that look. And yeah, so I was going to do something with like a Judge Dredd, as in like 3D print a little Judge Dredd with his bike, and then make a little diorama to go with it. Yeah, just because I do like that kind of look. Yeah, those orcs are cool because they're female. Maybe. They certainly have different attributes to the male orcs that I've got. Andre's going to have another attempt at getting some sleep. Up at 4:30. Grim. Yeah, see, I thought getting up at 6 was early. I think I haven't been up that early for a while. Yeah, see you later, buddy. Hopefully, I won't see you because you will be asleep. Yeah, catch you another time. Have I named that figure Dolly Parton? Well, obviously, my favourite one would be this one. Again, I need to get a light behind this other camera because obviously it will focus really near, but obviously without the light. So this is obviously my favourite female one. But yeah, I don't think she's quite in the class of Dolly Parton. But yeah. Gentleman's eye out. So, have you guys had a good weekend? Anyone been up to anything exciting? Anything exciting? Anything dangerous? Anyone jump out of a plane or do anything daft? Obviously with a parachute, I'm sort of thinking about. Not just you jump out of a plane. But yeah, what have you guys been up to in the weekend? Anyone done anything worthy that we should all know about? So let's actually film a little bit of this, just in case. Cool. Susan was just playing Skyrim all weekend. Well, I must admit, when I used to play World of Warcraft, yeah, many a time the amount of hours I played on World of Warcraft was just nuts. Especially obviously in the first 4 years, I used to play it a lot. And me and my best mate, sometimes we'd have like a weekend where he'd come out to mine or I'd go to his, and we'd almost do like a weekend of just solidly playing it. Yeah, we'd play it all the time until obviously we slept, and as soon as we woke up we'd be back on it. Obviously we'd get like the pizza in and chocolate and milkshakes and that kind of stuff, and yeah, just played it non-stop. They were the days. Melvin, you jumped with the parachute in the army. You're not doing that anymore. Yeah, my brother was in the TA, and he was in like the parachute, whatever regiment or whatever it was. And yeah, he did quite a lot of jumps. I don't think he was that fussed on it either, to be honest. Ouch! That one nearly cut my finger. I kind of felt the blade a little bit there. It's like I've cut myself a couple of times, or pinched myself with the end of these, because obviously they are rather sharp. But obviously I try and put my hand there so bits don't twang off, because literally sometimes they catch them right near the end and they just shoot. But say it's that toss up between them shooting off or you cutting yourself. I don't know which one's worse sometimes. Casey's just a sofa guy now. These are all like short bits. Oh well. Melvin, how are you going to bend it when you made this wing? Isn't it too thick then to heat up anyway? Again, if you saw the big panel I made, when I glued it onto the main sort of carcass body bit, again, gravity just makes this want to sag. So when this gets filled with sprue goo, obviously the acetone in it will soften all this inner bit. Which is why I say, if I get something as simple as a bit of sellotape, put the wing over it by whatever amount needs to curl up, and just leave it like that, the weight of the sprue goo here will just sag down. So it would make that bit just curl up that little bit. So that's possibly what I'm going to do. Sometimes the simplest things are the best things. Keep things simple, don't overcomplicate them. And yeah, because I think sometimes if you overcomplicate things, there's more chance things go wrong because you're just making something complicated, basically. Right. Oh, embed it too much, which is fine. Don't suppose anyone here works for Facebook, do they? I know it's a bit of a random question. I only ask because one of my work sort of Facebook pages was hacked about 4 months ago, and whoever hacked me took me off as the admin for my work page. So basically, I can't access any emails or do anything on the work page. But trying to contact Facebook in any kind of way seems almost an impossibility, and I'd have more chance of calling the Queen. So if anyone here works for Facebook or knows anyone who works for Facebook, I would appreciate if they could let me know, because I say I had my Facebook account for 10 years. This is like my work photography one, and yeah, because it was hacked, I say I can't respond to any email. Well, I can't even see the emails, let alone respond to them. But yeah, if anyone works for Facebook, then yeah, please get in touch. Dafter things, what have you done? Did you use... Oh no, message retracted. Sorry, I thought that was the old bot thing. But it wasn't. Maybe use a rolling pin to drape it over. Maybe. Again, I think it's because it doesn't need... I need to obviously get the reference pictures out to see just how much it lifts up and what angle. Because I don't think it goes up at 90 degrees. I think it's more like a 45-degree sort of slope at the end. But I haven't got any of my reference pictures up at the moment. Just because I didn't need them. But I will have a look. Oh, what's this? I will have a look in a moment. Yeah. So I'm going to get the wings done. I say because it takes. It's going to take well, for this wing to fully dry, it's probably going to take a good day, as in 24 hours or so. So I can get these both done, have a look at the reference photos, see how much curls up, by how much, and I say initially I think I'm just going to get like the sellotape, put that under, and let that hopefully do its business. But yeah, Sylvain, yeah, definitely Kiss. It is simple things often work the best. Yeah, so I always try and keep it simple. Susan had to create a new page, and I can see my old page, but tell my friends I can't get to it. Yeah, that was like years. Yeah, I say I spent about 2-3 weeks sourcing or trying to source all over Google, YouTube, anywhere you can think of, to try and work out how to contact someone. And there literally is no way. And I say the fact that I had the account for like nearly 10 years, had 4,000 likes. Basically, all my promotion, all my advertising linked to my work Facebook page. And in the weeks leading up to me being hacked, I had about four inquiries for weddings. But generally, when people inquire about a wedding, they generally book me because they've seen all my work, and the inquiry is normally just to check I'm available on whatever date it is that they're sort of asking. And I'll say this is about 4 months ago, so I would have had loads more inquiries. And that's the bit that's really sort of the kick in the teeth. Obviously, it's been a tough year anyway regarding weddings. But to now, obviously, missing out on all these bookings, where next year I've got 12 weddings. typically I'd have 40, and normally I'm booked about 18 months in advance. But obviously at the moment I'm not. So yeah, so losing my access to my Facebook page, yeah, it's just a bit of a kick in the teeth, to say the least. But say there's just no one to contact, whether by phone, by email, by pigeon. It's nuts. Stop my fingers sticking. I wouldn't mind, but some of the glue's going through my nice clean cutting mat. I don't like it when it gets dirty. I want a clean cutting mat. If you're after cutting mats, by the way, guys, Graphics Direct, link in the description. Go check them out. Tell them you came from here. I don't get anything for it, but they gave me a free mat. So obviously they gave me a free mat, so obviously I'm letting everyone know that I got the mat from Graphics Direct. Nice mats. We've got 4 mats in the end. I've got 2 big ones and 2 relatively smaller ones. But yeah, lovely mats. Susan, that utterly sucks. It does. Deleted. Cool name. Different. It's not that bad thing. It's not that bad thing. Don't quite get what you're saying there. It's not that bad thing. So does that mean it is that bad thing? Or does it mean that thing's not that bad? I no understand. Yeah, anyone who has just joined, because I can see the numbers have gone up, so we'll have a quick recap. Obviously, I've started building the main sort of body part of the Tau Manta. I'm now in the process of making the wings. So what I've done is the same as what I did with the main body. Printed the thing out sort of full size, full scale. And obviously this is the right wing. Obviously I flipped it to get the other side, obviously the left wing. So basically I'm making the panels at the moment. Obviously all these bits that go on top, that'll be done obviously at a later date. But initially I'm making the panel. Making the panel, obviously the way I made the top part of it, which is basically sort of build up of sprues. Obviously I'm just cutting the sprues up to make the sort of outer edge. Once that's done, which obviously will be done in about the next couple of minutes because there's only one little bit to do, I'm then going to get the sprue goo and fill the whole thing on the inside. Just because this makes some nice thick panels that are around about 4 or 5 millimeters thick. Makes them super strong. If you haven't seen it, go and check out the previous live streams and you'll see me make the big panel that goes on top of the main body. And that panel was, well, that panel was like 2 of these panels together. It's a huge panel, but it's nice and thick, nice and strong, and basically works. So that's what I'm doing with the wings, because it worked so well on the front bit or the top bit. I'm doing exactly the same for the wings. And yeah, that's what I'm doing right here, right now. Aisha's got 2 nurses watching me. Cool. I've got a bit of a hot temperature. Maybe they need to check me. Although you didn't say what kind of nurses. Could be male nurses. Hey ho, I don't mind getting checked. I told them you make sprue handcuffs. Yeah, no, I've got proper handcuffs. K8B, sorry to hear you've been jacked. Yeah, I say it, it's just annoying that they say just took me off as admin, so I can't see or do anything. So I've made a new account, but I say the problem is a lot of my advertising leads to my old account. And what makes it even more worse is obviously if people message me, and obviously I can't message back because I can't see the messages, they're going to think I'm just being rude. And that's the one thing I don't like, is people thinking I'm rude, because it's not me. I'm not a rude kind of person. So I'd hate to think people think that of me. But it's because obviously I can't see them in messages, let alone respond. Right, I need my gloves. So I'm going to get my gloves. I haven't got any gloves here, right? Nope. Definitely female and looks like Barbara Windsor. Ooh, matron. Do like the carry on. Cheers, lots of things. Yeah, you take care, buddy. Yeah, see you next time. Look forward to your next video. Well, I look forward to all your videos. I want to see them Brits come back though, the Army Brits. I do like them. Yeah, get them Army Brits back. Because they are funny. Right. Right. I am going to put this here. Only because the one problem about this, the acetone, you get it on your cutting mat and it just takes off whatever sort of markings, drawings, paintings, whatever you got on there, it takes it off. Like there's a bit over here. You can just about see it. Yeah, there's only a little bit of acetone. Gets on there, you try and rub it. Obviously the worst thing to do because you just spread it and it takes off even more. So yes, that's why I've got this other, obviously, again, Graphics Direct, they sent me some an A1 and A2 cutting boards, which I got here and over there. And they also sent me an A4 and an A3 one, which is just awesome because I can use the A4 and A3 one. These are the ones that get messy. And I don't mind these get messy because obviously I take them off and put them away. But I wanted my main one to stay nice and clean, just so when I'm not working on anything and I'm here sitting here editing weddings and stuff, my desk looks nice and clean and tidy. So that's the reason why I've got that there, just in case I spill some of the acetone, it can go on that and not my nice mat. So we're going to use this one first, just because I'm going to have a go at filling this one with those non-Warhammer sprues, basically. Yeah, Susan said that's the problem. I put a couple of comments on some of my last posts and pictures, but obviously if someone goes to that page, sometimes I'll go there, have a look at some of the pictures, and then just message and say, because the account is still active, because I can't even get the account shut down. So that's the even more annoying thing. And because that account, say, is a lot older than my new account, and the old account's got like 4,500 odd thumbs up or likes or whatever it is, it's like the predominant one. So if you type in my name in photography, my old account comes up first because it's been there longer and got more likes. And I say, if people obviously message, you can still message on that account. I just can't obviously receive them. So yes, I really want the account taken down. But again, there's no one to contact to get the account taken down. So, yeah. Yeah, I've gone through. That's everything I've done. I've reported. What have I reported? Again, you go through the report things. It's very limited what you can report, and basically it goes through to a bot. Doesn't even go through to a person. So yeah, I wish I could shut it down. Because like I started a new Facebook account. I don't know, 6 weeks, maybe 2 months ago, when I kind of came to the conclusion there was no way I was going to get my old account back. But it's the fact that the older account is still active is kind of what's ruining things, because it means people are going to that account still and not my new one. And I say it's been going for 10 years, so there's like, I don't know, 100 odd weddings, a couple of 100 weddings on there. Everyone knows that account, and it's still obviously kind of getting advertised. So yeah, it's all a pain. Yeah, so once the sprue goo is sort of in place, it is then a case of just sort of pushing it around. So basically the sprue goo is kind of like a runny plasticine. Yeah, it's like a runny plasticine with an outer skin. So as you can see, that the outside of it, it's starting to obviously, as the acetone evaporates, it's starting to sort of dry up already. When you push it, obviously the underneath bit is the obviously still very sticky sort of stuff. But say it does take a while for it to dry, so you've got plenty of time to manipulate and move this around, which obviously is pretty cool. So you haven't got to work too fast. We can turn off the filming bit. He said, same thing happened to your son's Facebook page. He's got it back. Yeah, there might be a difference though between a normal like Facebook page and an actual, well, kind of like a group. Because obviously there's always a work sort of Facebook page, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, that's what I say. I think the only way I can get it back is by actually finding someone that works at Facebook, and then for them to obviously find out what channels you can go through. Because there's just no contact. There's no one to contact, which is just nuts. I say I spent about 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks, looking at loads of forums, loads of YouTube posts, all kinds of things in any way that was related to Facebook and contacting anyone about anything. So that's why after about 3 weeks, I just sort of gave up. So I made the new account, but I say it's not getting the same kind of interest as the old one, because the old one's been there longer. Simon Cuff, good morning, New Zealand. Have I brought any baking soda yet? No. No, I have used baking soda before to make the glue dry quicker, and I did mention that I couldn't stand the smell. Baking soda, the smell of it is so strong, it's untrue. Plus, it goes on your hands and it makes your hands look nasty. So, yeah, I've used the baking soda before, but just didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. But say, it's more the smell, well, and the mess it makes on your hands, but the smell was just, it's almost like overpowering. Have I used a mini roller or rolling pin to press into sprues? It won't work here too well, because obviously this has still got loads of nibbly knobbly bits on the top. So a rolling pin won't get it into the gaps. unless I was to spend another whether time it is to take off all the nibbly knobby bits, which I can't bother to do. So it's just easier to manipulate it with my fingers. Plus, it's a little bit of a workout. Was there any sprue left? I think I kind of got it all out. So say we'll try the other non-Warhammer sprues in this jar later, and yeah, see if no, it wasn't that jar. It was this jar, wasn't it? This is the one jar I was going to use. This is the cleaner one. Yeah, because that one was manky. Yeah, so I'm going to get the sprues out of this, and this is the jar we're going to put the non-Warhammer sprues in, just to see if they dissolve in the same way. So Don Jod, I've got to say thank you for introducing me to Sprue Goo. Saved you a fortune on plastic cards. Yeah. Yeah, so it is. Yeah, it's good stuff. So again, this is what I was always saying about the Sprue Goo. Exactly the same, because this jar's obviously got cleaner. Let's put the lid back up. So that's the only time I can smell the acetone is when I've got the lid off. Like now, I can't smell that because it's just evaporating. This one's obviously a newer jar. So this jar I've had for I don't know how long, months. And it is a case of when I run out of sprues, I put sprues in. When it runs out of acetone, I put acetone in. But that's why the acetone in this is just a dirty looking colour, as opposed to this one, which is about 4 days old. So yeah, so what I was saying is the sprue in it is thicker in this one, as in when you scoop it out, it's got a thicker consistency. And when you scoop out the sprue from this one, it's a whole lot runnier and a whole lot thinner. But it still has the same effect. You can still do the same things with them. So there's no real, that's why I say you don't have to throw away acetone. Well, you're silly to throw away acetone because obviously you need it because it'll still melt sprues. Even though this stuff is a lot more contaminated and, well, yuckier looking, it will still do the same job as the nice cleaner bottle. Sylvain, time for the true sprues. Say it will be interesting to see what's happened in the morning when I try. Not really going to get much more out of that one. So there's a little bit of sprue goo left in it, but not a lot. So yeah, there's a little bit in there, but obviously it's a bit difficult to try and get every bit out. So yes, that's quite a nice clean jar, and that's what I'm going to put the other sprues in. Oddsteiner, how am I today? Yeah, I'm good, fella. Big hello from Norway and a fellow sprue builder. Awesome. Yeah, what kind of things have you built then, Odd? Anything big? Because obviously big is good. Big is fun. Yeah, so say these panels, they do come out really nice and really strong, which is obviously great when you want to build something that's mahoosive. How are we doing on time? 9:15. Okay. I was only going to go to about 10 with the live streaming, so I'm going to get one of these panels done, and obviously part of the other panel. I'm going to get them both done tonight because obviously I want them both to be dried tomorrow. But yeah, I was only going to stream till 10. Just because I'm still a little bit tired from the wedding yesterday. It's a lovely wedding. So I love weddings. But it was a long day. So yeah, come 10 o'clock, I'm going to carry on doing whatever I haven't done. I'm going to carry on doing. But I'm going to sit back, relax, and watch, I don't know, watch something on Netflix. Yeah, what was I watching earlier? I was watching something, but it was like a cartoon, but it was obviously the adult kind of cartoon. A load of swearing, but funny. What was I watching? It's called, oh, let's turn it off. It's called Inside Job. So yeah, on Netflix, I don't know if you've seen it. It's a cartoon, obviously an animated cartoon. Inside Job, it's called. Very funny. Let's say lots of swearing. But yeah, very funny. So that's what I was watching earlier. So that's what I'm going to watch later on, come 10 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to finish the live stream, carry on building this, or carry on doing whatever I have not completed. But just sort of chill and watch a bit of that. Voltage 3D, hello. I should have enough sprue to do both these panels, I think. Hope so. Yeah, so this sprue's been here for a while, and this is again back to the old like thicker consistency. Let's get one more little bit out. That should be hopefully enough. Stick that one there. Anyone who is new that just popped on, if you could give it a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. And obviously, yeah, anywhere you can share any of my videos, again, always much appreciated. As I say, I really am aiming now to try and get this in like a year's time, or hopefully under a year's time maybe, to do this full time. And obviously I'll be able to do that with your help. Say, just sharing, liking, obviously watching, commenting on the videos, kind of all helps basically promote it. Because obviously YouTube likes to see sort of activity on channels, and obviously watching it, commenting is a great way of doing that. Right, nearly done. say, definitely a good old workout for the shoulders. Seem to get a lot from this. Am I going to get a little bit more out, or can I try and push this around a bit? The last little bits. Squeeze this around a bit. Let's make sure I fill in the gaps. And right to the edge. Cool. Steve's had something to eat and fallen asleep. Oh, bless him. So he's had a tough day. Right, and there we go. So that is basically going to make, obviously, that wing. Obviously, ignore the fact this has got lots of bits and pieces on it. Because all these bits that are on it, I'm going to obviously do those once the wing is attached to the body. This big sort of thruster exhaust thingy kind of goes half on the wing and obviously half on the body that I've already built. So that's why I didn't want to do any of that. There's a few other like little bits of leveling that needs to be done. Obviously the wing needs to be sort of like tipped up a little bit. But yeah, so this is just purely making the panels that are going to be the wings. And yeah, this is one of my new ways of doing panels, just to make them bigger, thicker, and obviously a lot stronger than my old sort of thin, rolled out kind of panels. So yeah, I'm kind of pleased. I'm pleased that I found out another way of doing panels, basically. And again, with a lot of things in this sort of hobby, trial and error, and sometimes sort of stumbling over things. Because obviously, when I first thought about building this Tau Manta, my biggest concern was making something that was sort of strong, secure, and if you picked it up, it wouldn't just crumble in, or buckle, or bow, or bend, or snap. So, because I wanted to make it big and strong, that's what made me then think about different ways of making a panel. And that's why, or how, I kind of come up with this idea. And yeah, it's a much thicker, stronger panel, which obviously, if you've seen in some of my videos, you can make obviously buildings and things with panels like this, sort of nice, simple, easy panels. So yes, obviously it can be used for sort of all sorts really, which is pretty cool. Right, so there's one done. It's just a case of doing the other. So the other one is obviously exactly the same, but mirror image, obviously, because it's on the other side. So yeah, I'm going to do it exactly the same way. So we're going to start off by cutting all the nibbly knobbly bits off from the underneath, just so these lay flat. And then like I've done with that one, I can fill it in with good old sprue goo. So yeah, nice and simple. So best way to make things, keep it simple. Right, well that glove I'm going to throw in the bin because it's kind of a bit manky. And I'm also going to have a biscuit because I'm getting hungry. So how's everyone's week going so far? Obviously, I know it's only Monday, but have we all had a good Monday? I've had a good Monday. Got quite a bit of work completed, as in my sort of photography work. Got quite a lot of that done today, which is nice. Went to karate with my daughter for the first time. Well, she only joined a week or two ago, but it was nice to sort of take her down there and see what she does. Yeah, she's pretty good. She's a little ninja. Aisha's looking out of her hospital window, thinking of ways to escape. Don't do it. Don't do it. Stay there. It's the best place for you. They'll look after you. Well, I must admit, I was had a leg infection going back quite a few years, and I was in hospital. I was only in hospital, I think 4 days. Well, I was in and out of hospital a few times. I think the longest was like 4 days, but it felt like forever because obviously it's kind of boring. Even with my laptop, I took my laptop in. I say this is going back quite a few years, so obviously I wasn't doing any of this. But yeah, 4 days was the longest, and it just felt like I was in there a month. It didn't help that I couldn't walk either. But yeah, I feel your pain, Aisha. You want out, you want freedom, yeah. Well, no, I can understand that. It's funny, cutting all these nibbly knobbly bits reminds me of one of the first builds I did, which was the Orc battle wagon. Because when I made the battle wagon, I wasn't making, or I hadn't made like sprue panels. So basically, to make the panels of the Orc battle wagon, I cut up obviously loads of sort of lengths of sprues. But when I cut them up and I cut all the nibbly knobbly bits off. And then I sanded them down just so I could like glue them really tight to each other. And I think I did a session of about 3 hours, maybe 4 hours of just constantly cutting off nibbly knobbly bits. Which is why I think in that video I mentioned the word nibbly knobbly bits probably about 30-40 times. Just because I'd cut so many off. I wanted to let everyone know just how many I'd cut. And I think that's one of the videos that kind of set off the trend of nibbly knobbly bits, just because I mentioned it so many times. But it was, I say, honestly, it was at least 3 hours, maybe 4, and it was just, yeah. Obviously, I was watching a couple of movies while doing it, but it was, yeah, it was crazy. So I still cut nibbly knobbly bits off, but obviously nowhere near as many as I did when I first sort of made things with sprues, just because obviously making the panels is so much easier than how I did it before. We're getting half hour left. It should be enough to kind of get this cut, maybe glued down. And I say the rest I'll do while I'm watching that animated cartoon thingy. what did you do on Monday night? Oh, I watched some old guy cutting nibbly knobby bits off for 2 hours. Raphael, you love the battle wagon. Well, I must admit, I say that was one of my first. I think basically my first ever build was the Great Unclean one. I made that with a sprue goo. So that was my first sort of time of really making sprue goo and building something was the Great Unclean one. Then I built the battle wagon. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that. And again, from both of those, obviously the learning experience was pretty cool. And then yeah, I think it was after that I started making sprue panels. And I think after that it was basically a case of seeing what I could make with sprues. Yeah. Yeah, seeing what I could do with sprues basically. So they were like the first 2 that kind of set off the whole making things with sprues. And kind of realising that you can pretty much make anything with sprues because you can make the sprue goo. And then obviously I was experimenting by putting that into moulds, seeing how well you could mould it. And just basically sort of build things from it, but then like carve into it or use some of the the dentist tools that I've got to like sort of make impressions in it, or well basically like yeah, make it so it's like plasticine that you could sort of mould and move and yeah, just make into stuff really. Live, when you saw the Great Unclean one live, it clicked how easy it was. Again, it's one of those simple things. It's yeah, because sometimes it's the simplest things, but you don't always think of it, and that's what makes it even not infuriating, but just bizarre. That it's like, well, why isn't it not being done more? Because it is so simple. But yeah. I said I really can't remember who I saw, which channel it was, but it was like it wasn't a well-known channel, and I was seeing someone had put this in acetone and then was using it like a filler, and it's because of that video that I then did this and then made the Great Unclean one. But say I honestly can't remember who it was. Otherwise, I'd do a message every now and then on my videos to say thanks for whoever it was who gave me the idea of making sprue goo and then using it to make other stuff. But I can't remember who it was. It's not one of like the regular YouTubers that I follow. I say it really was someone who didn't have many subscribers at all, or many videos at the time, I don't think. Right, I think that's... Oh no, this one's got the big centre bit. Chop that off. How about those? That's got a little one. That's a little one. And that's a bigger one. Let's have a quick look, because my phone keeps beeping and I'm not sure why. Oh, I do know why. It's the wedding video that I put on earlier. Obviously my phone's kind of linked into my Facebook, so when people are commenting on it, it's obviously making little beeps every now and then, which is quite nice because it means that people are watching the video and obviously liking it. Alright. Oh man. Once you start eating biscuit, that's it. Something like that, wasn't it? Yeah, that'll do. Lazarus. Cool. Onto the wings. I am. Yes, I've got one panel done. Yeah, just going to do the other one. Let these dry. These do take, I say, normally I always sort of say the 7-8 hours, it sort of the acetone dries or evaporates and the panels are good. Because these panels are obviously a lot thicker than my normal panels, these ones really do take a good 24 hours or more to firm right up. But the good thing is, obviously these wings at the very end, the tips are curved up. So what I might do is leave this for a little bit and then put something underneath the wing, because then gravity is going to make this bit sag and the wing will then obviously have the angled bit. So this is where a case of, it's good that these don't dry too quick, because it gives me a chance to say bend the tips of the wings up at the right angle and by the right amount, which I don't know what it is yet, so I'm going to have to go and look at my photos and reference numbers to have a look at. But I say while I'm thinking about that, I'm going to crack on with the second wing. Although, oh, there it is. The old glue keeps hiding. Vengeful Noob, long time listener, first time caller. Does anyone know if the Manta would technically be playable? Yeah, who knows. But because obviously this one isn't going to have the top bit so you can take off and see all the people in. It's also not going to have the bit at the back that folds down so you can get vehicles in it. I don't know how much of a difference that makes to gamers. But then again, from what I've read on a lot of the sites that I'm on, there's different varying levels of I don't know how to describe it, but some people you can almost turn up with any kind of thing and it's playable, and other people it's got to be obviously GW, it's got to be fully painted to a high degree, and yeah, everything is by the book, by the rules. So I think in that case this definitely wouldn't be usable, because obviously it's not a legit vehicle and you can't take the bits off to keep your troops in, basically. But again, it probably all depends on who you play with, whether they allow certain things. But that centre bit is a bit high, so we'll take that out quickly. Right. Hold that for a second. Oh, presto. I always think of like a magician. Like, hey, presto. It's like whenever you turn up, it's like flashbang, presto's here. Andrew, I can't believe you're making the entire Tau complement of Fire Warriors. I know, I am. I'm slacking. I'm sorry, Andrew. You're right. I can't believe it either. I can't believe I'm going to spend all that time making, is it 40 little seats? Yeah. Maybe next, there we go. Next time I make a Tau Manta, I will make it with the bits that come off and the ramp at the back and all that other stuff. I would do that next time. It'll be on my list. So check that out in 2049 is when I think I'm going to be making that one. But this one, yeah, this one's only going to be part built. Sylvain, you signing off. Keep posted. Yeah, again, Sylvain, thank you so much. Guys, everyone quickly shout out thank you to Sylvain. He sent me an 8.5 kilogram box. So we're talking a big box full of sprues. But it's all like the non-Warhammer type ones. So I'm going to be sticking quite a lot into one of these glasses later, just to see how well they turn into sprue goo, if at all. So I will let you guys know tomorrow, if I do a live stream. I'm not sure if I can or not, on what happens there. But yeah, cheers to Sylvain for sending a big, say, this box. It's huge. It's bigger than any of the boxes I've got, and I thought some of the boxes I've got are big boxes. But yeah, no, he somehow found a bigger box just to outdo this box. Well, you say the Titan was always on my list, but I mentioned a long time ago that I would make the Titan when I had 100 patrons. I've not got 100 patrons, so yeah, not going to be making that at the moment. Doing more time. 22. Cool. Time for another biscuit. Or half biscuit. Right. So, same as I did last time. For anyone who didn't see last time, I'm doing exactly the same thing as I did for that wing, but obviously this wing is in reverse. So yeah, basically get the panels glued down, then go round, obviously cutting out these excess bits, obviously on the outside of where the wing is going to be. Let's chop that one off first. That one has been glued, which is cool. Chop that. But obviously I'm chopping about 5mm in, just because obviously I then want to get some more sprue, just to obviously go right around the whole of the edge. Presto, haven't seen anything today. Are you at the wings? The main. Yes, yeah. This is the wings. Yeah, the body obviously still needs more work doing to it, but again, because I keep obviously putting more and more sprue goo on it, I really need to wait for it to sort of like fully harden before applying more levels, just because otherwise it will never dry, and what would happen is it might start sagging. So that's why I've decided to go onto the wings, and yeah, make a start on these basically. So yeah, like before, this is kind of what I did. I cut out obviously the excess bits, and then it's a case of getting the sprues and basically kind of bending them into shape, just so they then follow the line that's obviously the outer edge of the wing, basically. Tanyahu biscuit for the wing, indeed. Liv's vlogs. Liv's vlogs is my daughter. Hi, it's me, your amazing daughter. You are my amazing daughter, and I was very proud to watch you do some karate earlier because you were very good. Yeah, everyone say hi to Liv, as she is my amazing daughter. Aisha, yep, that is my daughter. So yeah, everyone say hi, Liv, just because it'll make make her day, maybe. I don't know. I'm not too sure. Might make her smile. And it's always nice to make people smile, I think. Again, that's why I love weddings. So the wedding yesterday, everyone was so smiley. It was nice. It was lovely. I do kind of say I kind of feed off other people's energy. And yeah, everyone was just happy, smiley. So there's a lovely bride, lovely groom, and lovely friends and family. Cheers, guys. There you go, Liv. Everyone said hi. Voltage had Forge World numbers there, Mantas, and there are only a few hundred out there. Are you going to put a unique marker on yours? I think the fact that it's made from sprues is a fairly unique marker, as in, I don't think there's going to be any others. I mean, someone else might have a go at making a sprue manta, I'm not sure. But obviously this will be the only one by me. Yeah, I certainly won't be making any more. I mean, I'm enjoying this build, but I think the other thing is I don't like making sort of something again. Just because, yeah, because I don't like going for like the same process. So the fact that I've made one, to make another one, I wouldn't get really any enjoyment from it, because it's like, well, I've already made one, so I know what the process is. I know what I'm doing because it's the same as before. But yeah, that's why I like trying obviously new things out. So that's why I'm building this, because when I first said I was going to build this, I didn't realise how big it was. So obviously that was quite a shock to me when I found out how big it was. But again, I'm really pleased that I'm doing it, just because it is making me make things differently. Like making panels like this, I wouldn't have thought about doing panels like this before. It's only because this build needs bigger panels, or thicker panels, stronger panels, however you want to say it. So yeah, so by doing this build, it's made me do something different, which is great, because I like doing something different, especially obviously with sprues as well. It's always nice to sort of do something a bit different that I've not done before. So it has put a big smile on Liv's face. Cheers, guys. The thing is that, Liv smiles a lot now, but when Liv was a baby, she was a very, very, very smiley baby. Just smiled all the time. She smiles a lot now. Although now, she smiles, but it's like she's got 666 on her head. She's very cute, very smiley, but if she goes into a room and it all goes quiet, you start to worry. Yeah, you worry lots, because she is like the real cute looking thing, but then she's got the knife in her hand and she'll stab you. She hasn't, she never would, but that's kind of, yeah, she is. She's just so cute, but cute and deadly. And say now she's doing karate, it's even worse. She'll be karate kicking everyone. She'll be like, yeah, Miss Piggy, there you go. Like Miss Piggy. Cute, but you don't want to get on her bad side. Yeah, Streamlabs, you're right. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here. So thumbs up and subscribe if you are new here, because Streamlabs has said so. Alright, let's... Oh my god, let's look at that one. Cool. You try not to laugh, don't want to ruin the stream. You couldn't ruin my stream, Liv. I love you. Liv the Ripper. Yeah, maybe. Matt Hinton, hey man, hope you're okay. I am good. I'm very good, thank you, buddy. Amazing to see how it's coming along. I'm really pleased. I say the wings are going to get done obviously tonight. I reckon it's going to take at least a full day, like 24 hours, for these to really dry. I'm not going to do a live stream tomorrow because I've got quite a few things on. Wednesday, I don't think I'm going to be live, because I didn't think I was going to be live streaming tonight, but I've been able to do it. So yeah, I'll probably won't live stream again until Thursday. So I may or may not do anything with this until Thursday, because I'm kind of enjoying doing this in live streams. So yeah, so I probably won't glue these onto the main body until Thursday's stream, and yeah, do that with you guys really. The robot has spoken, yes. It doesn't speak, yeah. Although it doesn't speak much. The Streamlabs bot, I've got it set so it should talk quite a lot, but it doesn't. Oh, Liv, what are you after? Subscribe, he's amazing, the best dad I could ask for. And no one can replace him. Oh, you make me cry. Because you know I kind of cry easy. Yeah, little things like that do get me. Yeah, I love you too, baby. Rightio. How are we doing? 5 more minutes, guys, and then I say I'm going to complete this tonight. But I say I'm still tired from yesterday's wedding, and I've done quite a lot of work today to get several bits of weddings and stuff complete. So yeah, I'm going to finish at 10. I'm going to carry on doing this. But I say that thing was I say it was called that I was watching. Inside Job. It's on Netflix. Oh, stop, because there's a lot of swearing on it. It's called Inside Job. It's a cartoon on Netflix, but it is funny. So I'm going to say stop live streaming at 10. Carry on with this, but just sit, chill, watch that while I'm doing this. But I've only got about another, I don't know, half an hour or so to get this done. Doesn't take too long, these panels, really. And so yes, it'll be nice. So I think Thursday I'll be attaching the wings to the body. I'm gonna all these arty station units I'm going to take off my desk because there's no room. I can just about get everything on here, but I wouldn't be able to move it around or do anything with it. So yeah, I think Thursday I'm going to move all the arty station stuff off. I've got anything Thursday? Yeah, Thursday I might do a longer stream. As long as I got sprues, or the other sprues melt, then I'll have, yeah, it's quite dependent on the sprues as well, what I get done. But yeah, I might do a live stream Thursday. I might do a longer one. I'm not sure whether or not I'll do it in the morning, afternoon or evening. Yeah, not sure. But either way, Thursday there's going to be a live stream, so keep an eye out for whenever I put it up or post it. I'm going to get rid of all these bits. I'm going to attach the wings and then basically do sprue goo everywhere. As long as I can melt the sprues that I've got. But yeah. Man of War. Just a donation, buddy. Have to head out for physical therapy. Well, I hope you're okay. Yeah, enjoy the physiotherapy. I'm not sure if you can enjoy it or not. That's a massage, isn't it? Physiotherapy isn't quite. Either way, cheers to the donation. And I hope whatever you're having done or yeah, massaged works well. In case you can't wait to see me paint it, yeah, nor me. Because obviously by then that means I've done all the hard work of the sanding and it's ready to paint. So yeah, looking forward to that as well. So yeah, I'm going to read a few comments and then I am going to log off. Just so I'll finish off the rest of this while watching Inside Job, basically. To paint it, I'll need a paint roller. Yeah, I am painting this very simply. Steve, who's not on, I don't think. I think he's asleep, apparently someone said. He's sending me some spray cans. So basically this is going to be painted black all over, like a matte black. And then I think I'm going to do dry brush silver over it. That's not 100% sure. Definitely going to be painted black all over. If I paint it all black and I like the look of it just black, I'm going to leave it just black. But a lot of the things that I paint, I kind of do a base coat black, normally like the aerosol primer black, and then do light dry brush in silver, just so it has that little look of metallic, rather than it looking. Because if you just paint it black, it might look like it's made of plastic, which obviously it is. But when you dry brush it silver, it then makes it look like it's metallic, or made of metal of some sort of description. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's going to be a very, very simple paint job, because obviously the size of it, I don't want to spend a lot of time painting it, because if anything, I would make it worse. Because my painting skills are getting better. Definitely for miniatures, I'm getting better. But for big pieces, if I try to do too much, I think I'd ruin it. So, yeah. Nice and simple. Again, nice and simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Susan, cheerio. Have fun on Netflix. Movie time. You're going to finish your Inktober art. See you Thursday. Yeah, see you then, guys. Lady Sophie, you won't be able to watch it on Thursday. Are you be in the office? Well, I say I'm not sure when I'm going to live stream on Thursday. It might be early. Lives at the door. You want a hug? Yeah, basically my daughter and my son are in the other room. That's the other reason why I'm going to stop streaming at 10, just so they can come back in. They're not outside. They're in the bedroom. So yeah, so again, that's why I was only going to do a 2-hour stream, just because obviously the Xboxes are in this room. They've got TV, they've got Netflix, they've got laptops, they've got other stuff in there, so they're not like they're hard up, and they've probably got their sweets in there. But yeah, I'm going to let them back in. Knocking on the door. Right, guys, thanks so much for being there. It's always nice to have your company. I am going to log off. So this is where I need that Elvato what's it thingy, so I can just push a button and it kind of does that, and then the other one does that, and then it's kind of sorted. But hey ho, I might get that next year, who knows. So yeah, cheers guys. Yeah, Thursday, not sure when, sometime I'll be here. Hope you are too. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.